Shatta Wale makes certain things look so easy. Like, oh, this one there, we go figure the numbers. But going forward, I think since it's an open gate, I want to believe that the other artists are fit to get the numbers.
Okay.
First of all, now it's an open gate. So if you are to mount that podium and we don't see those same numbers, we have every cause to blame the number of followers you have on socials.
Ride or drive with Shaxi. Download the Shaxi ride-hailing app and sign up as a driver or rider. Get Shaxi today from the Google Play and Apple App Store today.
Danny Beats Classic.
It is another week of trends, conversations, talks, and discussions about brand Shatta Wale. And as much as the conversation is about Shatta Wale, then you should know that everything else some is in there. Potpourri of issues here and there. In this edition of The Real Talk, right here on Sammy Flex TV, with one of your favorite voices here on the channel, aka Long John the Blogger, we are going to look at some of these issues here and there. And you guys will get to understand why Shatta Wale seems to always rule the news. The first one I would want to start with is the President's Cup and the conversations around it. So far, so very good. Now, the big question is, who will be the next person to perform at the President's Cup if the organizers feel, oh, first year was with Shatta Wale. We don't know if we can do Shatta Wale for the 4 years of our term. The next question is, who else can bring them this impact that Shatta Wale brought to them? And I know even the ministry, the organizers, the GALFA, GFA, and everybody there, they are thinking about it. Because you see the standard that they've raised this to. They cannot bring it down. Maybe this year, they could have started with someone in the middle. Get it to some middle, and as time goes on, they up it. But for their first one, poof, to the top.
Swag.
Now, what does it mean? Are they going to maintain Shatta Wale for the next 4 years? Which is something doable, though. Of course, it is doable. Because when we go to our award schemes, it is the same artist performing every year. Alright? It is the same artist performing every year.
Yeah.
So if they want to be doing this with Shatta Wale every year, pronto. No law broken. Indeed, it is what it is. But then, if they are supposed to change, who can be it? It has started conversation that, is Shatta Wale the only option, or there are other options? This is story number one. And Long John is here. So I want us to start talking. My name is Sammy Flex. I'm here with my team of producers, Theophilus the Gosh Desert, Sam Tuga, as well as Rex, making sure you guys will enjoy the content we put out. But first, let's take our time. Go to Long John and let's analyze this with all the facts that we can present to you. First year, boom. Should they maintain Shatta Wale for the next 4 years? If there is the need for him to change, who is the next option? Is there any other option? Long John, this is an open conversation, so let's see what we can do with it.
So first of all,
big question, innit?
it's very big.
Yeah.
And you see, what makes it very huge is not the fact that this is not a social media conversation, but real life. You see, on social media, people can say, oh, this one can generate the numbers, this one can generate the numbers. But today, we can't say same for the same artists.
Okay.
We are talking about an event like the stadium. I believe, just like you rightly said, I think this year they rushed putting Shatta Wale on. Because now expectations are going to be double. If not for
But
anything,
they also wanted a big bang.
they wanted a big bang. They wanted an instant impact.
Exactly. What we are having is what they want.
And now you've gotten what you need.
Exactly.
Now the question is sustainability. One thing we need to understand is, you see, that pull power, not all artists have it. Some have the social media dominance. They have the million followers, the 2 million, 3 million, 4 million. But still on ground, let's get people to buy tickets and come and watch us perform. Because I'm sure at the event they sold tickets.
No, portions of the stadium were free.
Portions of the stadium
And some
free.
portions were also only for invited
VIP.
people.
Okay,
Yes.
so there were no tickets sold.
No,
Okay, so it still count back free events class, not the IMT.
exactly.
So it's not as easy as you may make it look. And that's one thing about Shatta Wale. Shatta Wale makes certain things look so easy. Like, oh, this one there, we go figure the numbers. But going forward, I think since it's an open gate, I want to believe that the other artists are fit to get the numbers.
Okay.
First of all, now it's an open gate. So if you are to mount that podium and we don't see those same numbers, we have every cause to blame the number of followers you have on socials. Because it means you have little or no impact in society. Because what Shatta Wale has done, he has proven, if it's an open gate, that okay, now open gate will be a rim because of me. Also, the same thing. Into open gate, near open gate and I say Kwame Ejin. That's it.
Yeah.
Because now we are looking at realities and factualities. We can't. It's about time we make people understand who really controls Ghana.
Okay.
And I believe, you see, one thing Shatta Wale has brought to the conversation is, do you know the funny thing?
No.
On that same day, another artist to perform somewhere else.
Of course.
But there was little or no news about it. You understand? So I believe it is not
Oh, I
just...
think I can share this information.
Right.
I think within that weekend,
Yeah.
that was when the postponed Black Sheriff show
Right.
also started happening in London.
Right.
You know, remember Black Sheriff show
Yeah,
first
yeah,
was
yeah,
postponed
yeah,
because of
yeah,
some issues.
yeah.
And they announced the back-to-back.
Yeah.
And I think
sold out
a Birmingham
that
show
center,
as
yeah.
well. So indeed, that weekend, Black Sheriff also performed.
Yeah.
I think it was around that same time that we saw videos of him shedding tears on stage and all.
No, Sheriff performed a day before.
No, Sheriff performed for 2 days, as a matter of fact.
Back to back.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that his show was for 2 days.
Okay.
But I think Sunday he did not perform.
Yeah.
The Sunday.
The Sunday of the event.
Yes, he did not perform. But what I mean is, if it happens like that, it means the conversation should be about every other event.
Exactly.
So if one cancels the rest,
Everyone, you see,
then
so
there is
that
a
is the
problem.
most important
And I
thing.
think the same weekend, Stonebwoy also performed in Cape Coast
Archbishop
at the UCC.
And UCC.
Oh, he performed at Archbishop.
Yeah, Port
okay, that one I don't
UCC.
know, but I know about the UCC one.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you see, this is what Shatta Wale brings to the table. Shatta Wale actually ensured a whole sports event turns into an entertainment event.
Yes.
You see, and that is what we are looking out for. The name that can change the narrative of an entire landscape into a different discussion. Yes.
Yeah.
Because now, it has become more of an art show than a sports show. You understand? I barely, if not for you, and I didn't even see the scores of them.
Yeah, you were asking me. Yeah,
Yes,
it's true.
I didn't see the scores.
I was shocked that you knew Shatta performed and you didn't,
I didn't
even
know the scores.
The scores.
You see, and
You were
that's
asking who scored and they say, hey,
that is what we call star power. You understand? If you have the star power, the moment you climb the stage, every other thing is secondary. Every other thing, including the president. Because even at that time, he became a fan.
Yeah.
You understand? And that is what Shatta Wale carries. And I believe it's something we shouldn't take for granted.
Okay.
But then again, looking at the same questions you asked me, I believe this is going to be a tough thing for the next artist. But I think we have the artists to do them. I want to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. They can actually perform and get everybody talking without, you know, Shatta Wale didn't do any gimmicks, so it's 15 minutes performance. Everybody's talking about it. Got the whole stadium singing at the point on God. You understand? So when these are the climax of events you want to be seeing from our art. When they fuse art with sports, art with politics. We want to make sure that the discussion ends up around with the art, because that is why we are there, because we are the stars. Understand? So I believe every artist has that star power, and then they can execute it. Until then, we are giving them the benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
Yes, the standard is Shatta Wale now.
Okay. But how about the organizers? Keeping one at the top and supporting with others so that it doesn't drop. So, for instance, Shatta Wale was at the top for this year. And there was a Kweku Smoke, there was a Kamido who didn't perform though. How about if the next year they don't want to drop it? They keep Shatta Wale at the top and still have someone like, say, Black Sheriff, say, Sarkodie, say, Stone Boy. How about that? Because you wouldn't want to drop it.
Yeah.
You see the way they recorded the numbers.
Yeah.
The next time, the moment it drops, like it will be so obvious.
Yeah.
And nobody would want this.
Yeah.
Nobody would want that area this year there.
Yeah.
That's how I found.
You see, one thing I would like to say is, I think, like I've said repeatedly, we have the artists that can get the number. But I think Shatta Wale has made something stand out. That his own is different. That is one thing they should be able to see clearly. Shatta's style is different. So if they want to keep the numbers at that same pivot and get people to come, I believe one thing, as at 12, I had 12, 11, I had people DMing me, what time is Shatta Wale coming on stage?
I see.
Yes, and they were already at the stadium. You see? So
yeah, I got there around 1.
You see?
And at 1, it was almost full.
Yes. You see, and you have people already. When was the last time we ever had crowd in waiting like this? And how many celebrities can keep people in this type of momentum? So like you said, I think probably if they want to get Ghanaians' attention, I think they should keep Shatta Wale for some time. And then put other people as supporting.
I also think so.
If not, because Shatta posted a flyer, I think 3 or 4 days.
Yeah. The first
To the
flyer I
event.
think he posted was on Wednesday, I think.
3 or 4 days to the event. And imagine how many artists can do this in this current generation. It's not easy. So I think the sports community, they should look at it, because now the numbers are against them. And if it comes to numbers game, everybody knows the name to call. Understand? When the All African Games was going on, and then there were no eyeballs on it. You saw who they put on first day.
Yeah.
If they were men, they should have changed that person they put on first day to last day, and then put who they want to put on first day, and see if the eyeballs will be there. Same with how do you call it? Afro Nation, right? When Burna Boy was supposed to come and he disappointed them. If they were men, they should have put another artist on first day. You would have seen the subsequent day how it would go. That's what I'm saying. People should understand, whether you like it or not, the star power is with one artist in Ghana.
Okay.
You understand? And if the sports industry want to get the numbers, they should know who to call. And it's not far-fetched when you are talking about Shatta Wale, because Sammy Flex is just a mile away.
Now, let's look at this angle before we move on to the next business. The angle of the sporting fraternity, the sports journalists and all the platforms that talk sports. They have all seen that it was Shatta Wale that brought the power into this year's President's Cup.
Right.
They are all talking about. In fact, I've not seen a single sports journalist who has denied or has doubted that fact. Everybody has come to the agreement that, the Shatta factor did it. Therefore, there's the suggestion. They are suggesting that moving forward, can the GFA do this for some of these league centers? That when you go to Kumasi and you are coming to play a Kotoko match, even if you cannot fly musicians from Accra to Kumasi, when you go to Kumasi, there are some top brands there who can pull some numbers for you. When you go to Volta region, there are some young boys there who are doing music. When you tell them they are performing halftime, they would also bring some equal fans there. Do you think this is a good advice? And it is something we should push for the GFA to adopt, to bring back the love, especially in our local league?
The truth of the matter is, the leadership of Ghana Football Association are doing below belt. I mean, if I say they are doing, their performance is very
below average, you mean?
Downgrading, totally downgrading. I mean, after the episode we had with the former FA president, Christine Antichi, I thought if the new leadership comes, they have seen all the shortcomings, and we could see some improvement.
Okay.
But we are seeing worse and worse, because now the football in Ghana now is so unattractive to the extent that Kotoko House can be playing and you never even know about it.
Yeah.
Notable radio stations are busy playing music.
Yeah.
But before Kotoko has his playing, you tune into like 10 radio stations on the go, and everybody's listening.
Everywhere shut down.
So I believe there's a lot of work to be done. And if you ask me honestly, I think the president is not up to the task. The GF, yes, I'll be very honest about it. I've been trying to give him benefit of the doubt, but I think they've gone to 2 elections or 1 election yet, and still I'm not seeing anything. Because this president cap, if not for Shatta Wale, I didn't even know there was a president cap.
Many people.
I didn't even know there was a president.
No, you are not the only one.
That is the problem. The publicity about the sports event is very down. And you see, it's not like they don't know what to do to activate it. They know. They have the fans. But because if you see some of the how do you call it? The stories coming out of the GFA side. Teams, the local teams complaining about some of the buses they procured for them.
Yeah.
Second-hand buses. Some of the buses with seats torn. You ask yourself, is that the same GFA you expect them to come and book artists in Kumasi? You see, let's be logical. Let's deal with these people logically. Somebody who's able to buy second-hand bus for a team, knowing very well that second-hand bus is going to be used to bus from their region to another region. You are watching the team use that second-hand bus, go on such a journey. Now, as you didn't see, excuse me, not better about it. Say it's the route. When you've bought a 40 bus for them. You see, so we are talking about a GFA system that needs a whole restructuring and a new management. Because first of all, their publicity is bad. Their marketing is bad. It's the only GFA I've seen sponsorship leaving left and right. This is the only tenor I've seen sponsorship. During Kwesi Nyantichi's time, then Tulo Oil was sponsoring Black Stars.
Yeah.
Where are all of them? You can see Mr. Isaac coming out to say the reason why he's going out of GFA is because of this and this and that. Or the reason why he has decided to give the money himself to the teams is because when he gives it to GFA, he gets complained back that they don't get the money, the prize money. How do you get sponsorship speaking like this? It is alleged. That's why it was in the news.
I know.
Understand? So the GFA there, I believe there's a lot to be done in there.
Well, this is The Real Talk with man like Long John. And we are monitoring. Let's see what the end will be. Thanks to the producers. We are sure going to meet again right here on this platform. My name is Sammy Flex. Subscribe to us and let's read your comments. It is Sammy Flex against Long John on this one. How are you also seeing what is happening? Let's talk again when it matters. We are out of here. Salute.
Danny Beats Classic.
Everybody check now. Check it. Fa check it. Fa check it. Check it. The beat is real. Don't wait, make it kill ya. Get your green select glucometer and check it. Sugar level, check it, check it. Fa check it, check it. Fa check it, fa check it, check it, check it. Green select glucometer, check it. Fa check it, check it, check it. Put sugar level, fa check it, fa check it, check it, check it. Fa check it, fa check it, check it, check it. Green select glucometer. Everybody check now.
This advert has been vetted and approved by the FDA.